Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now, your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. Your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time.
Hallelujah, girls hit you, hallelujah, girls hit you, hallelujah, 'cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you, 'cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you, 'cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot, don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man, I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am, I'm too hot. And my band bought that money, break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Just watch. Don't believe me, just Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. I said uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh!
Barça, la pelota suelta, Messi, gol del Barcelona.
Morning, guys. Today, Conor McGregor shares with us another piece of advice for us to remember in everything we do, and that is think outside the box. Conor McGregor shares with us his experience when he was in the gym, training, looking for the right coach, the right mentor to help him with his fighting style. And he recalls in his life being frustrated because every gym he went to, they would want him to do a punch a certain way, a kick a certain way, and try to fit into a certain style. And this, he knew deep down inside, wasn't the way of a human being. He knew for himself, like everyone else, that we have our own unique style and that everything leads to that unique style. So when he found a coach that encouraged him to do different things and to do different movements, he knew that he had found his place. So remember, you got to think outside the box. Think about where you can apply that today, wherever you are. Have a great morning, everyone.
When you have your mental health in place, the physical changes are consequential, meaning it starts here and there's like this trickle down effect. It just moves to the rest of your body. There's healing in health. Literally, the word health has heal in it. So when you start to work on your healthy habits and your health habits, there's healing that's to follow. So physical and mental health. Okay, story time. I am going to talk about kind of the lens or my understanding of physical health. It really comes through the lens of my sports background. Okay, so if you are a sports lover, specifically basketball or football, you probably have a favorite athlete or you know of an athlete on your favorite team that has a Nigerian background or a Nigerian last name. Nigerians tend to be quite athletic. And I do joke a lot about my mother's expectations and Nigerian culture and how it's doctor, lawyer, professional athlete, and then disappointment. So my physical health, I would always think like through the lens of like the very first time my dad saw the Williams sisters on TV, he was like, okay, my kids are going to be the next Williams sisters. And so we played tennis a lot growing up. I started playing tennis when I was about 9. And I remember like genuinely loving the sport, genuinely loving seeing like, oh my gosh, I can be the next Serena Williams. And fun fact, on a lot of my travels, I do get mistaken for her, which is quite funny in itself. But it's almost like my physical health was always in comparison to the sport I was playing. So if I was playing tennis, if I was playing basketball, which I played basketball, tennis, I did softball, and then also golf. My basketball coach recommended I take up golf in high school. because she said it would help with hand-eye coordination. And the overachiever in me was like, whatever it takes, coach, yes. And so I'm growing up and I'm like doing sports and I'm in great shape, or getting in some sort of shape, because if you're a growing girl and you're going through puberty and you're still understanding like what the end result of your body is going to look like, it can be a very confusing time. So I'm like, wait, are these muscles or am I just big boned? Like, what's going on here? And I remember my mom, once she saw that I was actually doing well in sports, I made varsity as a freshman in high school. I played collegiate, semi-pro basketball in Spain, collegiately tennis and basketball. My mom was like, okay, so Gloria, you want to be a professional? Okay, you can be, you can play in the WNBA. And so I was like, oh yeah, maybe I can. And then we looked at the salary of WNBA players and quickly that dream plummeted. But I love the habits that I developed when I was playing a sport, because I channeled a different part of me that only understood the world through how healthy I was. But beyond just wanting to be healthy, there has to be something kind of deeper than the health that you're actually after. So for me, I was like, the greater shape I'm in, the better I can contribute to this team, the more games we're going to win collectively. So it's almost like I will work harder when the end result affects more people than just myself. I think that's most of us. It's almost like many of you who are parents, your character is strengthened when you have your first child, because you realize that you're responsible now for someone else. And that calls you to your greatest self. Now, I personally don't have kids, but I think of myself like, okay, whenever I'm like called to be my greatest self, it's when someone else is involved. So if you're not someone who can perform for yourself, you're not someone who's willing to wake up earlier or go on a walk or drink more water, some of the more, common habits that we know that help our physical health, think about someone else that you can do it for. And it's sad sometimes that we have to think of others before ourselves in order to change. But if that's the reality, let that be your reality and let it help and trigger your change. Now, my understanding of mental health comes through the lens of feeling one way and acting another. So I sometimes share my childhood on Instagram. It's a very colorful childhood. I'll say that in summary. But I learned that emotions were tools of awareness, not elements of shame, later on through therapy. I carried so much shame around feeling sad, feeling guilty, feeling envy, feeling uncertainty. Like there was just shame around it. But emotions, like they literally tell us what our body is responding to. And it's okay and it's necessary to listen to that. And because like sometimes the way you're trained or the way you're brought up, you're told like if you're sad, crying is a sign of weakness, or if you're sad, suck it up and do it anyway. Now, there is a level of emotional regulation that comes into place, because you can't always cry or scream in a moment's notice. Like sometimes you're literally not in the space or environment to do that, or it might not be safe. So I was in anger management in high school because I didn't know how to regulate my anger. I was one of 6 kids in a family of 8, living in a 4-bedroom condo. My dad was a pastor. We went to church 4 times every Sunday. I felt I couldn't listen to music. We couldn't watch any movies that were over PG, rated PG, parental guidance. And so I felt trapped. I was like, I'm a 16-year-old living in the Bay Area of California, but I feel like my mind is developed, or my pop culture sense is developed to the point of a 7-year-old. Like I felt like I had no connection to like pop culture. And sometimes street cred as a teenager, that's all that matters. Like you're really just trying to like look cool to your friends. You're trying to be accepted. You're trying to even figure out who you are. And I had no like influence outside of like Blue's Clues and Barney and PBS. I laugh because I'm like, actually in hindsight, Arthur was a great show. Like those shows are great, but when you're 16, 17, you kind of want to evolve to something a little bit more realistic. Like you graduate out of cartoons at a certain point. And so I had a lot of anger pent up. And so when I would go to school, I felt like that was the only place I could release it, because in the home, it's like, you fear your parents. It's very, immigrant culture. I'm sure you all are aware, but you just have this reverence for your parents. So you can't always share your actual emotions with them. So in school, it wasn't the fact that I wasn't even mad at teachers or classmates. It was just unregulated emotions and the inability to express them. And so when I was put in anger management, I then learned like, oh my gosh, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to voice my opinion when it's asked for. It's okay to tell someone that they've hurt me. It's okay to talk about my feelings. Like these were things that I held so much shame around. And just a year later, I became a peer mediator because I learned that anger is just a signal that something is off. I went from anger management to becoming a peer mediator in high school. Literally, it took a year for me to make that switch mentally and then also transform physically in front of my peers.
This can be your day for personal growth. This can be that day you committed to and you remember and you go, that was the day I got myself a community. I got better coaches. I committed to making my life the absolute best that I could. This is that day. Make today your growth day. Click the button on this page and sign up right now.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Yo, DJ Ralph.
Allí la pelota es para Messi. Acompaña a Braña. Messi. Messi. Sosa. Opina Messi. ¡Gol!
Good afternoon, guys. Thinking outside the box is so challenging for us because for most of us, we are pretty much have an environment that's designed as if it was a box for us. And the one thing that's helped me, and I want you to remember this, is that you are unlimited through the power of your mind. You have to remember that there is nothing about you that is intended to be contained in a box. Now, you may have to accept certain conditions the way they are right now, but I want you to remember your most incredible power. It's your belief in yourself, and then it's your determination, your choice to never give up on remembering your unlimited potential. And every moment you have, every experience you have right now where you are, remember, you're the one that has to tap into that unlimited power. And you can. Believe it and never give up on it. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
I get a little unhappy and concerned when I hear some highly motivated individual stand up and say, man, with positive thinking, you can just do anything. Folks, that simply is not true. That is not positive thinking. That is New Age thinking. How many of you would rate me as being positive, optimistic, and upbeat? Can I see your hand? Well, that's what I am. I really am. But I got to tell you, if you need major surgery, friend, I don't recommend me. Now, I do the best I can. I'd be positive, optimistic, and upbeat, but you'd still die. If you think all you got to do is think positive, then, ladies and gentlemen, you're headed for a downfall. That positive thinking is step one. What positive thinking will do is let you use the ability which you have. That is awesome. But it will not let you use something you do not have. Positive thinking won't let you do anything, but it will let you do everything better than negative thinking will.
Zig Ziglar was one of the world's most popular motivational speakers. Ziglar was one of 12 children raised by a widowed mother during the Great Depression. He wrote over 25 books, including See You at the Top, and inspired millions of people around the world. In this exclusive training, Ziglar shares with us how to use the power of positive thinking to set better goals, fix your mindset, and change your life. Special thanks to the Ziglar family for partnering with us to release this exclusive content on our YouTube channel. Enjoy.
My goodness, what an excited and exciting audience. And I understand out in TV land, they're also having a wonderful time. That's wonderful. That's great. You know, I had always thought of myself as being an optimist. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that take my last $2 and buy a money belt with it. I mean, you know, that's my nature. And then I heard about this lady who was in a retirement home, and she'd been there a few months when a gentleman joined the home. And as luck would have it, first day at lunch, he was seated directly across the table from her. And after a few moments, he started to squirm a little bit, you know, and he looked at her and he said, ma'am, you're staring at me and it's making me uncomfortable. She said, well, I just can't help it. And he said, what do you mean? She said, you look so much like my third husband, I absolutely cannot believe it. The color of your eyes, the expression on your face, the color of your hair, your personality, your sense of humor, you look just like my third husband. He said, third husband? Said, how many times have you been married? She said, twice. Well, now I'd say there's an optimist. I would say that positive thinking is important, but let me share a little of my story with you. First 2.5 years I was in selling, I was not an overwhelming success. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even a whelming success. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't sell a lot. I did. I mean, I sold my furniture, sold my car. That is real close to the truth. I've bought gasoline many times, 50 cents worth at a time. I've had my electricity disconnected. I've had my telephone disconnected. Had to turn the car back in and it's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me. My first baby was born, the hospital bill was $64. I didn't have $64. I had to get out and make 2 sales to get my own baby out of the hospital. I know what it is to be broke, to be discouraged, to have to make a sale today if we were going to eat tomorrow. I know what tough times are, how confusing it can be. But one day I went to a meeting, and incidentally, this session is increasing productivity and profitability. They go together. The speaker at that particular meeting was a man named P.C. Merrill. Mr. Merrill was addressing 21 of us, but as a practical matter, he was only speaking to me. That's the day my whole world turned around. I am from a small town in Mississippi. I am the 10th of 12 children. I had a picture of myself as a little guy from a little town who would struggle all of his life. Mr. Merrill made the presentation. When it was over, he took me aside. He said, "Zig, I have watched you for the last 2.5 years, and I have never seen such a waste." Now, folks, that'll get your attention. I said, "Well, Mr. Merrill, what do you mean?" He said, "Zig, I believe you could be a great one. I believe you could go all the way to the top. I believe that you could be a national champion. And someday, if you chose to do so, I believe you could become an executive in this company if you just believed in yourself and went to work on a regular schedule." I want to emphasize a point. In 2.5 years, I had learned how to get prospects. I learned how to make appointments, how to conduct demonstration, how to handle objections, and how to close sales. Technically, I was a trained salesperson, but until Mr. Merrill said those words to me, and it was because of his integrity that I chose to believe them. It was absolutely impeccable. He had set all of the records for the company. He had written the training program for the company. Now, he taught me nothing new about selling, but when he convinced me that I could be a champion, I walked out of there a totally changed man. I saw myself totally differently. I finished that year the number 2 salesman in America out of over 7,000. I had the best promotion the company had, and the next year I was the highest paid field manager in the United States. 2 years later, I became the youngest divisional supervisor in the 66-year history of that company and set some training records which still stand to this day. The only thing that had changed was the picture I had of myself. And once that picture changes, things begin to change in your life. When you begin to understand that, yes, there are some things that we can do, when we learn that failure really is an event, it is not a person. That yesterday really did end last night, and today is a brand new day. When you understand that, then we can move forward. And as I indicated earlier, it's not what happened in your past that makes that much difference. You see, the past is important, but it's the way we see our future that's going to make the difference. Now, the question is, what can we do effective immediately that can make a dramatic difference in our productivity and our profitability? You see, everybody works for themselves. Oh, I know somebody else signs your paycheck, but the reality is we're each self-employed. And if you don't believe it, just quit producing. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about a very obvious truth. Now, let me ask a very serious question. How many of you consider yourself to be honest and at least reasonably intelligent? Could I see your hands, please? All right. Now, some hands did not go up. Let me ask you a question. Was it the honesty part or the intelligent part that... Now, I can relate to the intelligent part because I was always in the part of the class that made the top half possible. So, I'll relate to that. Now, how many of you honest, intelligent people, as a general rule, get more work done on the day before you go on vacation? Hey, you're listening faster than I'm talking. Then you normally get done in 2 or 3 days. Can I see your hands, please? All right. Now, if we can find out why and learn how and repeat it every day, now hear the rest of it, without working any harder or any longer? Would we be more valuable to ourselves, our family, our company, and our community? How many of you know that you would? Can I see your hands, please? All right. Now let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen, at what we can do. Now, to begin with, you have already acknowledged that you are an honest, intelligent person. That's what you've already said. Now, how many of you honest, intelligent people, on the night before, the day before vacation, got out a little sheet of paper and you said to yourself, now, self, tomorrow you got to do this and this? How many of you did that? Can I see your hands, please? All right. Now, we call that goal setting, ladies and gentlemen. Short range, but that's goal setting. Now, why is goal setting important? David Jensen at UCLA did a study specifically on the people who come hear me speak at public seminars where people buy tickets to come in. Now, we have the smorgasbord of America there. We have psychiatrists and truck drivers. We have entrepreneurs and household executives. We have college professors, the military. We have teachers and students and major corporate executives, field managers, salespeople. We have everybody there. And those who set goals earn an average of $7,401 a month. Those who do not set goals, though they have the same information, earn an average of $3,397 a month, and this is documented in academia. Now, in addition, these people who set the goals not only earn the additional money, but they're happier and healthier and have more friends and get along better with the folks at home. How many of you have noticed that people who know where they're going, generally speaking, are easier to get along with? Can I see your hands, please? All right. People with direction are that way. In my lifetime, I have never known a depressed person who had specific long-range objectives. You don't have time to be worrying and getting depressed. Now, I understand clinical depression. I am still saying that I have never seen a depressed person who had specific long-range goals. Now, once you wrote down what you're going to do the next day, then you got it organized. This is the most important, this is second, this is third. Is that about what most of you do? Let me encourage you to make one small change. Don't put down the most important, put down the most disagreeable as number one. Now, for example, if you got to go tell Charlie some bad news and Charlie's number 5 on the list, you finish number 1 and you know what's in the back of your mind? Got to deal with Charlie. Finish number 2, I got to talk to Charlie. Get him out of there. Put him number 1. As this old boy down home would say, friend, if you're going to have to swallow a frog, you just don't want to look at that sucker too long. I mean, he ain't going to get no prettier. You can count on it. As a matter of fact, he's going to get uglier. Go ahead and get it done. And then you accepted the responsibility. Barbara Tuchman, 2-time Pulitzer Prize winner, noted historian, says, the number one need in our society today are people who will accept responsibility for their behavior and their performance. It is not his fault, her fault, or their fault. It is your responsibility. Once you accept that responsibility, then you make the commitment. You know, it's my job. If I don't do it, somebody is going to have to. I make the commitment to do it. You know, most people are about as committed as a kamikaze pilot on his 39th mission. I mean, you know, they just really don't take it that seriously. You got to have that commitment, and the next day you show up on time. As a matter of fact, you might be a little early, wouldn't you? Okay. Now, in addition to that, when you get there, you really get started on it. You don't stand around and say, "Well, wonder what I ought to do now." You get busy on it. I'm here to tell you the boss likes people that get there on time and get busy. This helps to ensure employment security in a world where job security doesn't exist. And you're enthusiastic about it. I mean, on the way to your job that day, you were talking to yourself all the way there. You know, the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is this, and then I'm going to do this, and then we talk to ourselves all the time anyhow. Dr. Joyce Brothers says people who talk to themselves are above average in intelligence. U.S. Air Magazine, March 1990, said that what you say to yourself has a direct bearing on your performance.
You ready? I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Let's go!
We shake it off. Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way. Put your hands up in the air. When we dance, we don't care. Wave left, now right. Then turn around and one more time.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Some days you'll feel like you're on top, but some days go down like a big old flop. But I know what to do when I'm feeling blue. I just gotta feel the groove. Don't care what others say. No one's gonna ruin my day. Put a smile on, don't be shy. Begin to dance, it's worth a try.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. We shake it off. Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way. Put your hands up in the air. When we dance, we don't care. Wave left, now right. Then turn around and one more time.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it off,
Turn around.
put your hands up, wave left to right. Turn it around. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way.
Fabregas, and there's Messi in the area, and he goes past the challenges and he finds the back of the net.
Good evening, guys. How did it go today? Were you able to think outside the box, even for a moment? Well, I want to share with you a personal example, and this says everything about us as human beings. I have the pleasure and good grace of working with children every day, and I can tell you, working with the younger ones, and this is how we all were, don't ever forget this, when they come into that gym, they are free, happy, and excited. There is no way that anyone is going to contain them in a box for long, because their spirit is free, it's unlimited, it has not been conditioned by life circumstances. And that is how we are. I want us to remember that. We are that kid still inside. And so to think outside the box, that is what you're supposed to do. That is what you're designed to do. So never forget that. Always try and think beyond where you are right now. Have a great evening, everyone.
You got to show up. Number one rule of success, show up. See, Rambo, he showed up, okay? Corleone showed up. Die Hard Boy showed up. And, of course, Burt Reynolds, Arnold Schwarzenegger. These guys showed up. You got to show up. This was given to me, thought leadership, forward-thinking strategy for the 10th annual Global Family Office Investment Summary in Dubai. I showed up. I spoke. They gave me this beautiful gift. Most people don't show up. Showing up, it don't mean you got to the office. You understand? It doesn't mean you came to work. For me, showing up means I show up. I've been showing up since I was 25 years old, man. Before that, I wasn't showing up. I was showing off. I was acting a fool, being a fool. High school, I didn't show up. I went to class. I never showed up. My body went in the room. See, showing up doesn't mean you got there. Showing up means you got there. It means you show up for the class, you show up for the homework. It means you keep showing up to the next level. And I hear a lot of people talking about showing up. You know, showing up's not everything. Let me tell you something. Showing up is 100% of success. You can't keep showing up as the old you. You got to show up as the new you.
Need motivation? Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation. Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because in my first business, I struggled to stay afloat. I quit on my business partner, and the thing that kept me motivated, that kept me going, was studying the stories of famous, successful entrepreneurs. And in their stories, it gave me the hope, the drive, the ambition, the thinking that maybe I can do it too, that extra bit of belief. And I still need their stories today, and I'm honored to share them with you here as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is stop thinking and start doing.
I'm more of a doer than I'm a dreamer.
Okay.
I don't really dream. I mean, I do. I've written all this stuff up. Oh, one day I'm going to own a jet and I'm going to have a bunch of apartments. But I wasn't dreaming very big. My apartment target was like 1,000 units.
Okay.
I thought if I ever had 1,000 units that that would have been the pinnacle. We own 12,000 and I'll probably buy that many this year.
Wow.
But all this has happened because of doing. I remember walking in a room. I was in the Oak Brook Marriott in Oak Brook, Illinois. And I walked in a room and it was empty and there was chairs set up for like 200 people. I said, one day I'm going to speak to a full room with 200 people sitting in the room. Well, we've done 35,000 person events.
I was there.
Yeah. So I never dreamed as big as I've accomplished, but I do. Like, I'm a doer. Like, anything that I can do, I do. The phone calls, down to grunty, kind of terrible little things, like taking out the trash.
Okay.
That is a form of doing. There's no work that I won't do. And because I know I'll take out the trash or pick up the boards or help the guy out or whatever it is, right? Because I know I can do those things, I can do the bigger things too.
Rule number 3 is scale your business.
I made the mistake in my career, Jared talked about this, I didn't get the engagement right first. I was always engaged. I've been hungry the whole time. How many hungry in the room? I mean, I've been hungry the whole time. I just hadn't been hungry enough. I should have been thinking about how do I get thousands of people working for me? How do I get millions of people knowing me? I didn't know that that's what I was supposed to be doing. I was too worried about selling him one product so I could get the money because I was brought up and we didn't have anything. So for me, just to get $200, I was just get $200 over and over and over again. I never thought about scaling and saying, hey, how could I get millions of people to go get $200 and I get a little piece of it? I didn't understand the scale. I didn't understand 10X. 10X was written for me, it wasn't written for you. 10X just solved some of my problems. Okay, I've been in business 30 years. It's only the last 7 that changed my life. It wasn't the first 23. That's not uncommon, by the way. Okay, how old is Amazon? 25 years old. You would think they're 6 or 7 years old. Okay, when I heard they were 25 years old, I'm like, I cannot believe that. That means that guy grinded that thing out for 18 years. And the engagement, if you're gonna scale, you're gonna get frustrated. Can't find the good people. People come here, they don't really want to work here. How many of you in the room respond to resumes? People sent you a resume. I want to work for you. You call them back. They're like, who are you? Right? Their problem is your problem. Everybody agree? Their problems are an extension of your problems. If they can't make if you can't make the sale, they're not going to be able to make the sale. If you don't understand advertising and marketing, they're not going to be able to do it correctly. If you don't understand the accounting department, how can they possibly understand the accounting department? I just always believe this. I can do something about this. I can do something about this situation. There's something I can do to solve this problem.
Rule number 4 is invest in real assets.
I've been investing in real estate for 35 years. We have $4.1 billion worth of real estate under control right now, 25,000 apartments under management. And I truly believe with what's going on in the banks, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona today, Scottsdale actually, and you can see all this beautiful real estate behind me. It's just, over the last 50 years, real estate has been proven to be an asset class that when done at the right time, at the right price, with the right debt, and the right business plan, real estate has always benefited from the craziness in the marketplace. You got banks failing right now, or apparently failing. You got money moving from checking and savings accounts into the big banks. And you have office, retail, apartment portfolios that are under stress. This is going to be the opportunity of your lifetime to start investing in real assets. You Bitcoin people out there that are so interested in real estate, I know you are, because you like the cash flow, you like the appreciation, you like the depreciation, none of which you get from Bitcoin. Certainly you get possible appreciation, but no cash flow, no depreciation. And you don't get those big tax write-offs that come with real estate. Because of what is going on in the marketplace right now at an institutional level, this is going to be, if you go back to 2008, 9, and 10, when there was the mortgage debacle, what happened with real estate is some of that real estate got cut by 30 and 40 and 50%. If you would have bought that real estate in 2010, you would be so wealthy today. You would be like laughing. You'd be like, this is crazy. I can't believe it. Now, remember what happened back then. Nobody wanted to touch anything. This is when I made the biggest move of my lifetime. I literally went from 200 units to 12,000 units. I exceeded what I thought I could do, okay? Because I started figuring out how to actually put deals together. What kind of real estate will always attract debt, good debt, and equity? It's not that I, increased the amount of money I had. What I had, I increased the amount of understanding I had about real estate itself, about what kind of real estate gets good debt. Even when the banks are having problems, what kind of real estate can you buy today?
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Rule number 5 is be a great marketer.
And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. that power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts. To have and be all you were meant to be. And that means believing 100% in who you really are. And that is the key to your mind health and your mind wealth, your happiness, your freedom, your success, your infinite peace and love towards everything and anything. It's possible. It's all because of you, your determination, united with all of our determination, creates that oneness, that consciousness, determination.